The United States Armed Forces under the Trump administration have had their remit dramatically changed. From soldiers being used to police cities to the gutting of the military's legal branch, the Trump administration appears to have focused on having the military respond to the president's bidding inside the United States, and this may just be the beginning. Federal troops have been deployed to US cities before, but there are worrying signs that this administration is looking increasingly inwards in its use of the country's armed forces. Within a month of Pete Hegseth's accession to Secretary of Defense, he removed the majority of Judge Advocate Generals, or JAGs, the lawyers that are there to ensure the military acts in accordance with US law, including where the presidential orders are legal under the Constitution. Next, President Donald Trump ordered the deployment of federal troops to several US cities, beginning with Los Angeles, to stop protests against his administration's crackdown on undocumented migrants, something a federal judge declared was illegal. The National Guard has since been deployed to Washington, D.C., the US capital, and Memphis, ostensibly to fight crime, normally the job of civilian police forces. There are also plans to deploy military units to Portland, Baltimore, Chicago, Oakland, and San Francisco. And these troop movements are controversial as they were invoked to stop crime and prevent violence. And in some cities, before the arrival of soldiers, crime was the lowest it had been in years. Now, troops patrolling cities across the country does have one side effect: the normalization of the military seen to be enforcing the law. There's also a plan for a domestic civil disturbance quick reaction force numbering 600 National Guard members. They'd be kept on permanent alert, ready to be deployed by aircraft anywhere in the United States within hours. It's still only a plan, but the question remains, what is the Trump administration getting ready for? On September 30th, Pete Hegseth, now Secretary of War, summoned top American commanders from all branches of the military to an unprecedented meeting held at Quantico in Virginia. He addressed the gathering of top military leaders, telling them that standards would now be gender neutral, even though they were already for combat-related roles, a statement taken badly by many female veterans. The rules of engagement in combat are now to be loosened and peak fitness made a priority. No fat generals, he told them. President Trump then spoke to them, telling the US's top generals and admirals that the country needed to be defended, and many of the audience would play a major part in fighting the war from within, with American cities now potential training sites for the military. Again, the question needs to be asked, as it's one of the most important ones Americans will ask themselves in more than a generation. What is this all for?